Yeah, so the two important stages of application after you've given your biometrics and your medical is completed, people seem to get stuck on principal applicants' eligibility, and they seem to get stuck on background checks, and they wonder what can they do to improve this situation. And honestly, as long as your application is under normal processing times, there isn't a lot you can do. But in my experience, I've dealt with many clients, and this is not somewhere written on IRCC's website or canada.ca, but in some instances, I've seen if you are from a certain part of Canada, for example, the Canadian citizen sponsor is living in a certain part of Canada, that can also have an effect on how fast your application gets processed. So for example, where one of my clients was from British Columbia in Chilliwack. So I've had two applicants from that region, and both of them had their applications concluded. Final decisions were rendered in less than 4 months. And similarly, other clients, they are, for example, in the province of Ontario, and their applications are still in the queue to be reviewed by an immigration officer, and they're still stuck at eligibility for principal applicant and background checks. So it does have some impact on where the Canadian citizen is. And that's only according to the practical results that I've seen, and these are some real-time examples that I'm sharing with you guys. As long as your application is under normal processing times, there isn't much you can do. Even if you do raise a web form, you will be given a brief, concise reply from IRCC saying that your application is under normal processing time. What you can do is, when you submit your application, make sure it's complete, it's coherent, it's organized, you've submitted all the documentary evidence in a format that's required by IRCC, because if there's anything missing at that time and your file goes into processing, you've completed probably eligibility, medical, and then there's a 5 months of silence, and this is the time when you're looking to receive a correspondence that will ask you to submit your passport to be stamping, and to your surprise, you could be getting correspondence to submit additional documents. For example, you haven't submitted enough of wedding photos with your application, or wedding photos aren't submitted in a certain format. This can add a lot more time to your application, and it can even go above the normal processing time. So this is something you can do. It's easier for immigration officer to arrive at a conclusion rather than going back and forth with you to submit more information. Anyway, so if you are looking to sponsor your spouse over to Canada and you're looking for some sort of legal or professional help, you can book an appointment with me. We can either meet in person at my office in Mississauga, or we can have a Zoom session online, and we'll discuss your profile, do a complete assessment to see where you stand, and of course we will let you know how you can move forward.